Polling for the sixth phase of the Lok Sabha elections is about to get over in a short while from now. 889 hopefuls across 58 constituencies in 8 states and union territories are competing to find place in the lower house of the parliament. Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are among the states that vote. Odisha will also, remember, simultaneously vote for the assembly. Up north, the newly formed Anantnag Rajouri seat, the polling for which was postponed citing inclement weather, has also been voting today. Now remember, my colleagues on ground have been getting the latest on this voting day. My colleagues Nikhil and Rishabh are joining us from the national capital. From West Bengal, I'm joined by Shreya. And from Haryana, I'm joined by Amandeep. Nikhil, let me come to you first. Delhi, of course, is seeing one of the most crucial battles in this phase. But I'll come to the political battle later. Let me understand from you the voter turnout. In the morning, we did see long queues at polling booths. That sort of reduced through the afternoon, perhaps due to the weather. Did it pick up towards the evening? Now, of course, we're seeing the conclusion of the voting. Did it pick up later in the day?
Shreya, to begin with the numbers, the percentage till about 5 p.m. is out now, and as per the official data, 53 is the overall voter turnout till about 5 p.m. So it appears to be relatively low in comparison to the 2019, and that time we recorded about 60.60 overall percentage as far as the voter turnout is concerned. But till about 5 p.m. only 53% has been recorded so far. So we need to see if just in another 1 hour, if the previous record is going to be broken or not. But as we speak, this time there was no buzz about the elections. In fact, we have been covering this day throughout. We have been to multiple places. We have been to multiple polling stations as well. And each and every place, relatively low voter turnout is something which has been recorded so far. And if we talk about the details in number, Northeast constituency, which is of the Manoj Tiwari, he's the only one who has got the ticket this time. Except for him, all the 6 candidates of the Bharatiya Janata Party, they have been replaced with the new faces. But at his particular constituency, highest voter turnout has been recorded so far till about 5 p.m. That means about 58% is the voter turnout in Northeast constituency, and the lowest has been recorded in the New Delhi constituency from currently we are reporting from. And this is the high profile constituency because already it is New Delhi in nature. Many of the VVIPs and diplomats, they also reside at this particular place. And apart from it, Basuri Swaraj, who is another high profile candidate from the Bharatiya Janata Party, she is going to contest for the very first time. But this is the constituency which has seen the lowest ever recorded till about 5 p.m. In fact, I would urge my senior camera person Wasim as well to try to show you some of the bits as well from this particular place. You would not see any of the voter, although we have been given to understand that at about 6 p.m. the voting has already stopped. That was the official time. But wherever the queues are longer in nature, all the authorities, they try to give out more time for all those people who have already arrived inside the polling booth center. But as we speak, there is no one. In fact, we came here a while back, about an hour ago. No one has come here since that particular time. So these are the things which are in detail. And to conclude our statement, in the year 2019, 60% was the total voter turnout. We need to see if this time it is going to be broken, if the new record is going to set.
So the lower voter turnout, of course, remains a concern. Let me also go across to my colleague Rishabh, who's joining us from the national capital. Rishabh, what's the status there? The voting, of course, has concluded at 6 o'clock. But in terms of the turnout, what have you been seeing?
It's dismal. For a national capital, in a high-pitched battle, only 50% voters coming out is something that is quite unusual. Last time around, again, the New Delhi constituency, as Nikhil was pointing out, the turnout has been low. Last time around, end of the polling was 56.91%, where Meenakshi Lekhi from BJP won. This time around, it's only 50% as of now. It's still 5 p.m. Voting percentage in the New Delhi constituency, when it comes to the 10 constituencies, assembly constituencies of New Delhi Lok Sabha seat, New Delhi is the least for that matter. So it is something that is because of the weather. It is 43, 44 degrees Celsius throughout the day. Yellow alert has been sounded. Severe heat wave is
Right.
something that we are experiencing right now on ground. And throughout the day, in the morning, yes, there was people who were at polling station. Once the sun came full blazing, it was difficult to cite voters. And even now, as Nikhil was saying, general sites that we have in general seen while covering elections, and I've covered at least 3 Lok Sabha elections for now, we have seen by 6 p.m. you have 50, 55, 60 people inside the polling booth. Here in Delhi, this is nothing as such. By 5 p.m. it had dried up, and the polling agents are now starting to pack up the EVMs now. So it is something that is worrisome. Only 50% till 5 p.m. It's something that no one was expecting, given that the national capital, senior bureaucrats vote, even the politicians vote. Only 50% is something that should not have happened.
Right, Rishabh. Let me also go across to my colleague Amandeep from the neighboring Haryana. Amandeep, Haryana has seen issues like the tussle between the wrestlers and the WFI. They've also seen the recent Naib Saini government facing a setback. What were the issues really that people were looking at today when they got out to vote?
Well, Shreya, we have spoke to maximum people on the ground who were exercising their voting rights, and in fact some of them were talking about the local issues, statewide issues. No, unemployment in the state, job crisis in the state, youth is still struggling to get the job, one of the key issues. And in fact some of them are very much concerned about the national issues, national security, the kind of schemes union government has introduced reaching on the ground properly to the people. And some of them are very much happy, and they are very much endorsing that the kind of action has been taken against the politicians in the matter of corruption as well. So multiple issues on the ground, but yes, the voters are very much aware about the internal tussle of the Congress party. The voters are very much aware about the setback to the BJP government in the state of Haryana, just because, Shreya, this is logically and strategically very important polls for the state of Haryana, for all the political parties, just because soon after this Lok Sabha, Haryana is going to witness the assembly polls as well. And all the voters are very much aware about each and every development happening in the state of Haryana. So the key, everything was taken into the consideration, and then they started voting. But if we just talk about the voting percentage, that is not very much impressive, Shreya. 50% till 5 p.m. and even 22% till 11 a.m. and 8% morning at 9 a.m. So the voter turnout is very much not impressive, a little disappointed. And even now 6 p.m. has been crossed, so gates has been closed. I can show you the visuals behind me. I'm just standing outside the polling station here in Panchkula, and high security has been deployed just because now the polling agents are packing up their EVM machines, and everything is being packed up, and after that EVM machines will be taken into the strong rooms as well. So security has been deployed here, gates has been closed, and in fact voting has been closed. So around 50% till 5 p.m. That means out of 2,76,000 people, voters in Haryana, only around 1 crore people have been voted in all 10 constituencies for all political parties. But that is little disappointing. Let's wait and watch that how many voting percentage came after 6 p.m. Either it will be crossing 60%, 65%, or that will below 60%. That would be the concern of all the political
but
parties.
as all of you are telling us that there's been a considerably lower voter turnout, let me also go across to my colleague Shreya, who's joining us from West Bengal. Shreya, West Bengal has been the hotbed of political controversies. Today as well, we had two incidents coming to the fore from West Bengal regarding the BJP versus TMC tussle. Earlier, you had Sandesh Khali controversy erupting. When voters went to vote today, what were their issues? And also get us the numbers, the voter turnout today that you're seeing right now.
Well, let me first start by saying that the voters' turnout in West Bengal has been pretty good. It is 77.9% as of 5 p.m. Now, remember, this is number one. This is leading if you compare it to the other states in the country. And number two, given that we have a cyclone alert and also we have a heat wave warning, this is quite a good voter turnout, but this has been consistent. This has been a consistent trend when it comes to West Bengal. Since phase one of this Lok Sabha election, we have seen that West Bengal has been leading, when it comes to the voters turnout compared to that of the country. This is number one. Number two, talking about the politics in West Bengal. Of course, when it comes to political tussle, West Bengal is a hotbed. Now, today also it was no less of a controversy. First of all, we had complaints from both the parties related to EVMs. We had multiple complaints from BJP and TMC saying that their, agents were being threatened. There was allegation and counter allegation. But two major incidents that have happened. We have seen first Hiran Chatterjee, the BJP candidate from Ghatal. His convoy was blocked by TMC supporter. He was given go back slogans. In fact, there was a protest, a showdown by TMC supporters in front of Hiran's convoy. This is number one. Number two, we have seen Agnimitra Paul. There was a scuffle in one of the booths where Agnimitra Paul visited. She questioned why Kolkata police is allowed inside the booth. She said that the police in West Bengal is working in hand with the TMC party to help them win this election. She in fact said that the polling agent of BJP was not allowed inside. So of course there also go back slogans were raised at Agnimitra Paul. Also, we have seen Abhijit Ganguly, another BJP candidate from Tamluk. He also had to face go-back slogans from TMC supporter. Remember, the BJP candidate from Jhargram, stones were pelted at him. So, yes, when it comes to the violence angle in West Bengal election, of course, today was also marred with violence where we saw this kind of incidents happening.
Right. All right, Shreya, thank you very much for joining us and getting us the ground situation. Also, Rishabh, Nikhil, as well as Amandeep, thank you, all of you, for joining us. These are tough conditions to report in. Heat wave is across the country, especially in the northern parts. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us and getting us those ground reports on this crucial voting day in phase 6 of the Lok Sabha elections. Let me also get in my guests on the broadcast. Dr. Dharinder Tayal is joining us from the BJP, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson for the Congress party, and Pankaj Vohra, senior journalist, is joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, namaskar to all of you. Pankaj Vohra, let me start with you, and let me start with talking about the national capital first, one of the most crucial battles in this phase. It's the BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. BJP has won all 7 seats back in 2014 as well as in 19 during the Lok Sabha elections. But this time around, there is a certain sense of, dissent, certain sense of regret that voters, some of the voters are feeling as to, why the BJP, at least that's what they claim, that the BJP is, putting Arvind Kejriwal in jail and putting opposition leaders in jail, as opposed to Aam Aadmi Party then countering it with jail ka jawab vote se. Arvind Kejriwal has also been talking about his parents being questioned by the police. Which one do you think will actually impact the voter more?
Look, it is very difficult to say what kind of impact it would, but BJP, when the elections had started, was winning all the seats in Delhi. So if it is now in a contest in all the 7 seats, it is itself to blame, for the following reasons. The BJP, changed 6 out of its 7 sitting candidates, and these 6 candidates who were changed included Dr. Harshvardhan, who was, 2 times MP from Chandni Chowk. He's a senior leader, has been former union minister, is a very respected man, and has a very good reputation in Delhi. He was changed, and they also changed 2-time MP from West Delhi, Parvesh Verma, son of former Delhi Chief Minister Sahib Singh Verma. So, these 2 factors and the fact that they changed 6 out of 7, came as quite a big of a kind of surprise for a lot of their followers. Number 2, the RSS is not working on the ground as it used to in the last 2 elections. And it is, very evident that without the RSS support, the BJP today had a Herculean task doing micromanagement. It were the RSS cadres that would, boost the chances of the BJP and would also, help in bringing out their voters from their homes so that the votes were cast. Now, with the absence of the RSS, supporters of BJP must have managed to get whoever they could, but, it was a setback to the BJP. Thirdly, to arrest Arvind Kejriwal in the
Okay.
after the elections were notified also, was not a very good sign, and he got a lot of sympathy first with his arrest, and second after the Supreme Court granted him interim bail. So all these factors have worked, and that's how the contest is happening. Otherwise, it would have been 7-0 for the BJP this time also.
And what's interesting, Pankaj Vohra, is also the fact that Delhi has voted differently in the assembly elections as well as the general elections. So we'll, of course, have to see how this whole tussle really impacts the voter. But let me take this across to Dharinder Tayal. Dharinder Tayal, how do you explain this? 6 out of the 7 Lok Sabha candidates this time around in Delhi being changed by the BJP, barring Manoj Tiwari, all of them are fresh faces in the constituencies. Was there some sort of fear that the earlier ones will not win, that there is some sort of anti-incumbency against them?
Thank you, Shreya. Let us face it, to say, to sit down and say that the BJP has made a mistake by changing the candidates. Now, let us understand that BJP has always been known for its strategy and how it gets its strategy always right. So this is not the first time that the strategy of BJP is being questioned. It has been questioned any number of times earlier. And when questioned, in most cases, I'll not say 100%, but in most cases, almost 100% cases, the strategy has proved to be right. I mean, that is what we've been seeing over a period of time, because every time we've been saying it is the BJP juggernaut. So that is because of the strategy of the BJP. So to say that there's been some kind of a mistake there, certainly. I mean, if one was to, okay, let me just pick one name. The entire media is agog with Bansuri Swaraj. So would one say that was a mistake? So there are no mistakes there. It is a well thought out strategy. And also to say that, BJP has not been getting the support it was getting from RSS. Now, it's a personal matter of opinion. Couple of days back, there was a complete huge article in almost all the papers, how the RSS is doing the micromanagement, what kind of, small gatherings they are putting together, and what kind of support that is coming. So we are assuming a lot here. Also, what was just said about the arrest of Kejriwal, whether that was a mistake. Now, understand this, probably initially when one heard, Mr. Kejriwal having been arrested, he was not arrested immediately. Anybody you spoke to said, yeah, he was given a long rope 9 times. But when that didn't happen, there was no choice left. But after he was arrested, when the people realized that the courts were not giving him bail, there was obviously something extremely serious there. So whatever little sympathy, there was none left. Even when he was given the bail, the court was very, very clear. We are giving you bail under exceptional circumstances, that you have to go and campaign and you come right back in. So no fault anywhere, because now it is all in the courts. Added to that, the recent incident of Swati Maliwal, that case itself, now that he has come out, he's getting his own people thrashed, women thrashed. What kind of sympathy would a neutral voter have for this person? There cannot be any, and the whole organization is in a disarray. Completely. So there is no organization left.
Dharinder Tayal, it's all very fair to say that. And since you brought in the point of women, let me also ask you then, just a short while back, the Prime Minister's words have created a new controversy where he said that the opposition can do, quote unquote, Mujra. And he was addressing a rally in Bihar. How do you explain that?
You see, what is one thing that Congress has been going around with? Murder of democracy. It's a murder of democracy out there that is happening. We are out to prevent the murder of democracy, right? And what kind of murder of democracy? Now, when our constitution says there cannot be any religion-based reservations, you want to give reservations to an entire religion, just based on the religion, and take it away from the people that Baba Saheb Ambedkar had given it to. So that actually is the murder of democracy.
But that's not the answer to my question, Dr. Tayal. The question was completely different. Okay, before that, let's listen into what the Prime Minister said today.
इंडिया अलायंस को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करें, उनको वहां जाके मुजरा करना है तो भी करें। मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी आरक्षण के साथ डट करके खड़ा हूं, खड़ा रहूंगा, जब तक जान है लड़ता रहूंगा।
Let me take this to Pooja Tripathi. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, how do you see this? The opposition, of course, had hit out at the Prime Minister, but I'm sure as a woman you have something to say.
I think it's disgraceful, it's sad, Shreya, it's abhorrent, and it's misogynistic, it's sexist, whatever. With every passing phase of Lok Sabha election, Prime Minister Modi falls for discourse that we couldn't have imagined for. You are equating the opposition bloc alliances campaigning to Mujra. This is the message you want to give to the women of country. This is the message you want to give to the women lawmakers of your own party, that you have come up with a very sexist, very misogynist. I think what Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi has said to Prime Minister Modi to maintain decorum she has used very, very slight words. I think Prime Minister Modi should just take a break from campaigning and reflect on his words that after mutton, machli, Mangal Sutra, Mullah, Masjid, Madarsa and thing, now he has resorted to the lowest of all of the public discourse, that he has equated the India Alliance campaigning to Mujra. I think the lesser the said, the better. He's gracing the highest office in India, and this is the kind of language he's using for campaigning. And with all the bravado, with all the claims of being 400 par, you have to resort to Mujra to vilify the opposition alliance. This is what a prime minister doing. It makes me sad.
Okay, Dharinder, Tayal, go ahead.
Congress and everything. Really.
It is all very good to say that the BJP are murderers of democracy. So calling somebody murderers while you're doing it yourself, I mean, they're not even saying that. They are agreeing that, yes, we are the murderers. We are going to do this. We are going to tear up the constitution and go against what Baba Sahib Ambedkar did. We are going to do all that. But don't say anything to us. We are above that. We are going to divide this country right through. I mean, north, south, religion. The same people, I mean, if we are talking about the maximum, more than the 14.2%, the population, much more has been given. That is true secularism under all circumstances. But to come around and say, you know, oh, this is what is this happening? They are murderers of democracy. You are the ones, you tried everywhere. You tried in Karnataka, you tried in Andhra, till the courts threw it out. But that is the vote bank you want to pander to.
Okay, you've made your point. You've made your point, Dr. Tayal. Let me take this across to Pankaj Vohra. Pankaj Vohra, you know what's interesting is that even as this war of words continues between the BJP and the opposition parties, steadily in the past few years, women voters have become a crucial segment of voters in the elections. And interestingly, the BJP has a lot of women voters voting for it. What's working for them and what isn't?
Well, women voters are working for every political party. It is very difficult to say the women who have voted in this election have voted only for the BJP and have not voted for others. Women have their own issues. BJP has done a lot of things for women, but there are a lot of things women are also concerned about. The rising prices, the unemployment. Their children are not getting jobs. So all these things are also, factored in when they go out and vote. So to, infer that women will only be voting for the BJP and not for anybody else, I think is an inaccurate way of looking at things. And
no, it's not inferring, it's just a trend that we have seen in the past few years.
Of voters of the electorate.
For the BJP in particular, their voters, their female vote has increased steadily. Okay, fair point, okay.
Every election is, throws up new challenges, and in every election there are new formulas which come into play. To replicate what happened, 2 months ago or a few months ago or 2 years ago or in the last election is not necessarily going to happen this time also. So one has to see what are the components of this election, what are the factors that are governing, and what are the issues which are, dominating the election. The BJP has tried to make this election divisive, like in the past, but there are other issues that have come up, and there is resistance is a very interesting scenario where, there's going to be a contest, and in a democracy, contest is a healthy thing, and let the best person win.
Sure, absolutely. We'll have to see how on the 4th of June, when the results come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also wanted to add.
Let me ask Pooja Tripathi. Pooja Tripathi. Yeah, sure. Please go ahead, Mr. Vohra.
I was saying that the BJP spokesman perhaps did not read the interview of Mr. JP Nadda, the BJP national president, in the Indian Express last Sunday, where he clearly stated that BJP is self-reliant and its workers are, good enough to work, and, it does not need the RSS anymore. RSS has its own, is a cultural organization which has its own ideological priorities and is going ahead with that. The timing of the interview for anyone who analyzes politics is enough to give you indication that the RSS and the BJP have had some sort of estrangement in this election, and there's no direction from the top RSS leadership to the cadres to assist the BJP.
Can I come in?
Okay, let me quickly then ask Pooja. Let me first go to Pooja Tripathi, Dr. Tayal. Pooja Tripathi, before you respond, just one question as to, there's a lot of confusion because the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress are fighting together in the national capital, but they're fighting against each other, say in Punjab and other states as well, where you don't have an alliance. Doesn't that confuse the voter?
It doesn't confuse the voter. I think it's the beauty of democracy. We are a very democratic alliance, and every regional party player is a very strong player with a formidable political clout in their area. And wherever we could not come to a seat sharing formula, we have decided to act, play out against each other. And whenever the India Alliance comes in power on 4th June, whoever wins, be it Punjab, be it Alliance partners in Delhi, or be it in Kerala, it's basically the whole India Alliance partner. I want to particularly answer it. If you can give me 5 seconds, I want to particularly answer about the women voters. Women have been voting at en bloc, and they have been voting. When you go on International Women's Day and cut 100 rupees price of cylinders, I think this is an insult to the women who's shrinking labor force participation rate, who's shrinking policy implementation clout, who's shrinking the measures on women's security, the underutilized Nirbhaya funds, the spending.
Okay, you've made your point, Pooja Tripathi. Quickly, 20 seconds, Dr. Tayal, and then I have to wrap it up.
So I'll make 2 quick points. One, when somebody says BJP has been playing it divisive, it's really fantastic because it is the India Alliance which has been playing it divisive. North, South, you abuse Sanatan Dharam right across. So that is, they are the ones, and even economically, they are the ones who've been playing divisive. Talking about women voting, women are voting for BJP because that is what BJP has done for them, right from toilets to Ujjwala Yojana to giving food to 80 crore people, to even to triple talaq, Lakpati Didi. So much has been the concern for women. When somebody cares for women, every woman knows if you care for a woman, she would respond. And I think, as
all right, Dr. Dharinder Tayal, you've made your point. Okay, we'll have to see how on the 4th of June this really pans out, but I'll have to wrap it up. I have paucity of time. Dr. Tayal, Dr. Pooja Tripathi and Mr. Pankaj Vohra, thank you very much to all of you for joining us on the broadcast on our special election show, Road to Lok Sabha 2024. Of course, we'll have to see how this phase pans out and when the final numbers are in, where they stand. But with that, it's a wrap on this broadcast. Up next, we're getting you a very, very important and explosive interview on Times Network with the woman who's at the center of it all, Swati Maliwal. Stay tuned.